Good day, class. Today we are going to explore angle pairs. This is 1-5 in the book. Special angles can help you identify geometric relationships. You can use these angle pairs to find angle measures. The following slides define these types of angles: adjacent angles, vertical angles, complementary angles, and supplementary angles. Two of them you already know. Complementary angles and supplementary angles you already know. So those complementary, remember, add up to 90 degrees, and supplementary add up to 180 degrees. Okay. Alright, adjacent angles are two coplanar angles, meaning they're in the same plane, with a common side or vertex, and no common interior points. So adjacent, think touching, okay? So angles 1 and 2 here, they share a ray, okay, and a vertex, so they are adjacent angles, okay. And then also 3 and 4 are adjacent angles, okay. They have to share a ray and a vertex. All right. The next one's vertical angles. This one we use quite a bit. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides are opposite rays. Okay. The easiest way to look at these are vertical angles are angles that are opposite of each other. For example, 1 and 2 are vertical angles, and then 3 and 4 are vertical angles. Complementary angles, we've had before, are two angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees. Remember, complementary can only be two angles, so it can't be three angles that add up to 90 degrees. It has to be two. All right, and supplementary are two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 degrees. So don't forget, going back to complementary, if two angles make up a right angle, then they're complementary. And right here we have 3 and 4. Okay, this, remember, is a straight angle. All right, so the 3 and 4 make up a straight angle, so you know that they are supplementary to each other. All right, there's some information that you can get from diagrams, and then there's some that you cannot, or assumptions you can make. So, some relationships you can assume to be true from the diagram that has no marks or measures. There are other relationships you cannot assume directly. For example, you can conclude the following from the unmarked diagram. All right, angles are adjacent. Okay, so right here, if we look at angle 1 and angle 2, they share a ray and a vertex. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. Okay, angle 2 and angle 3 are adjacent. Angle 3 and angle 4 and angle 4 and angle 1 are all adjacent. Okay. The next one, angles are adjacent and supplementary. So supplementary mean they add up to 180 degrees. So if they form a straight angle or a linear pair, then they are adjacent and supplementary. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent and supplementary. And then angle 2 and angle 3, right, because they make up a straight angle. And then angle 3 and 4, and angles 4 and angle 1. Okay. All right, vertical angles. Remember, angles, those are angles that are going to be opposite of each other. So angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical. Angle 4 and angle 2 are vertical. Okay. Things you cannot conclude from an unmarked diagram. If segments are congruent, okay, we cannot say that segment AB is congruent to BD based on how it looks. This would have to be marked, and remember, they are going to be marked, okay, like that. Now, if I had that, then I could say AB is congruent to BD. Okay, but it wasn't marked, so we can't conclude that. An angle is a right angle. Okay, so even if you have an angle and it looks like this, we'll go ahead and name that angle 5. Okay, you cannot conclude that's a right angle just because it looks like a right angle. It has to be marked with the box or stated it's a 90-degree angle. Okay, and angles are complementary. So if we have Okay, angles there, 1 and 2. We can't think that 1 and 2 are complementary because angle ABC looks like a right angle. Okay. All right, what can we conclude from the information in the diagram? All right, first of all, let's think about our angles. Okay, we have adjacent angles. All right, we have vertical angles. We have complementary. And all right. So let's see if we can find these. Adjacent, again, just means that they share a side or a ray and a vertex. So there's actually quite a few in here. I'm not going to list them all, but angle 1 and angle 5 are adjacent. Angle 5 and angle 4. Angle 4 and angle 3, and so on. Okay. Vertical angles are angles that are going to be opposite of each other. There's actually only one set here, and it's angle 3 and angle 5. Complementary angles. Do we know that any angle in here is 90 degrees? Okay. We don't know if anything is 90 degrees. So we cannot conclude any complementary angles. Supplementary, or we can find a straight line or a straight angle, and then those two angles will form supplementary angles. So angle 3 and angle 4, angle 4 and angle 5, and that's it. Okay. All right. Last slide. A linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. Okay, so it looks like supplementary angles, but remember on supplementary angles, the angles don't have to be adjacent. You can have supplementary angles that are opposite, or not opposite, but that are not adjacent. So those two could be supplementary, okay? But linear pair are going to be angles that are supplementary and they have opposite rays. Okay? So again, a linear pair is two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. Okay? So I know that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Another little fact for you guys, did you know Christopher Columbus was the first person to bring lemon seeds to the Americas? All right, you guys have a great day.